Caitlin Clark has just made WNBA history again. Just when we thought her record-breaking season was unbelievable, she topped it with something no one expected. She recently swept all the major Global Athlete of the Year awards, from Time's Athlete of the Year to SBJ's Business Athlete of the Year and the Associated Press Female Athlete of the Year. This basketball sensation just keeps breaking barriers, and she's not slowing down anytime soon. But here's where things get interesting. Angel Reese isn't exactly thrilled about it. She's even questioned whether Clark truly deserves the recognition. Reese admits,
So it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of just moving on.
And move on. Still, the tension is palpable. It's hard to ignore the drama unfolding. This isn't just a
box office. She is a star. If Angel Reese was older, I would have gotten on her about what she just said. Because I would have been like, how naive can you be? But she is young. She's only 22.
That has everyone talking. But here's the thing, only one side seems to view this as a rivalry. Clark's game speaks for itself, with her extraordinary skill and competitive drive. On the other hand, Reese seems more focused on TikTok and off-court antics than matching Clark's level of performance on the floor. Let's break down why Caitlin Clark's achievements have everyone buzzing. Angel Reese is a talented player, but when it comes to what Clark has done on the basketball court, there's no comparison.
And Reese's hilarious antics. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Ready to see how it all unravels? Let's break it down and explore why Clark's recent haul has everyone talking.
Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is when she's on the basketball floor.
She's been raking in the awards. You might be wondering how Caitlin Clark pulled off what she has. Well, let's break it down. After the game against Clark, Angel Reese spoke to the media and reflected on where the attention between her and Clark all began. But first, let's talk about Caitlin Clark. She didn't just break records, she absolutely crushed them. In fact, she set 62 records.
Speak to the media after the game against Caitlin Clark, but a member of the Chicago Sky, the national title winner at LSU, and she talked about where all this attention started with her.
It's on a whole different level. Clark has always aimed to be one of the best in the world, and she's well on her way to achieving that. But what's really exciting is that her incredible performance didn't just stop at the stats. It led to real results on the court. Her play was a major reason the Indiana Fever clinched their first playoff spot in nearly a decade. Clark didn't just shine individually, she helped completely change the trajectory of her team. And the impact goes beyond the court. Off the court, Caitlin Clark's influence has been nothing short of extraordinary. During her rookie season, WNBA merchandise sales soared by a stunning 500%. That's right, sales exploded 6 times over. It's like she waved a magic wand and made everyone want a piece of the WNBA. But it's not just about jerseys and memorabilia. Clark's presence has completely transformed the league. Viewership is up, attendance is at record levels, and the WNBA is reaching new audiences it never had before. Caitlin Clark has become a true phenomenon. Even experts are taking notice. Sports economist Eric Laviel called her a lightning rod for women's basketball, and he's spot on. Clark's influence has been so powerful that people are comparing her to Michael Jordan for the way she's revolutionizing the sport's popularity. Now let's dive into some numbers. Clark's rookie season is estimated to have brought in an eye-popping $36 million for Indianapolis alone. That's the kind of impact that makes team owners and city leaders take notice. And
This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon.
Even sports economists are sitting up and taking notice. Thayer Laviel, a leading expert, called Clark a lightning rod for women's basketball. She's not wrong. Clark's influence has become so monumental that people are likening her to Michael Jordan
in just the next 3 years. Yes, you read that right, $1.6 billion. Talk about a game changer. While Caitlin Clark may not have the same athleticism as Michael Jordan, she's becoming just as valuable to her team and the league. Her worth goes beyond the game itself, drawing fans, generating excitement, and creating real economic growth. Michael Jordan's value to the NBA was unmatched, and while Clark hasn't won titles yet, her impact is undeniable. The Las Vegas Aces may be a great team, but Clark's consistently strong performances, like putting up 26 points and 12 assists, are making her a standout.
Athleticism, playing, dominating. But A'ja Wilson is the best player in the game. Not even a debate. But I'm talking about value now. Value to a franchise, value to a league, getting your team in the playoffs. They had the #1 pick.
Remember Angel Reese? She was another rookie generating buzz and was framed as Clark's biggest rival by the media. Fans were glued to every game, expecting an epic showdown. But how real was this rivalry? Really, Caitlin Clark plays with incredible intensity, and her style is relentless, reminding some people of the great Moses Malone. There's no denying her impact. She's unlike anyone the WNBA has seen before. But the media has had a field day comparing her to other stars, particularly
value. Michael Jordan was the most valuable player every single year because of what he meant to his team and what he meant to the league. And, oh, by the way,
for a dramatic conclusion. Yet, as the season went on, some began to question how close this rivalry really was. Was it
But the fact that she is doing what she's doing, and at a very high level, you know, it's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league.
Better than Kobe. It's hard to take seriously, especially considering Reese's defensive struggles. The real turning point came when Caitlin Clark was named.
She was the other rookie who had the basketball world buzzing. The media framed their so-called rivalry as the ultimate showdown, a battle for the ages that had fans glued to every game. But how
that the race between her and Reese was close. Reese, understandably upset, didn't hide her feelings and publicly disagreed with the decision.
And I liken her game to Moses Malone. Moses Malone was relentless. So it's not that I don't appreciate who she is or how she plays. There is no one like Caitlin Clark. In the history of
Reese's reaction just emotion, or was there something more at play? Her rise to fame seems tied to Clark. After winning the national title, Reese mocked Clark and didn't celebrate with her teammates, turning it personal. It became clear that her attention, and her notoriety, was linked to Clark. But here's the bigger picture. Caitlin Clark is not just competing for awards. She's driven to be the best and to take women's basketball to new heights without relying on rivalries. Her skill is
Reese is better than Caitlin Clark, is saying Rodman was better than Michael Jordan, or Ben Wallace was better than Kobe, or even Andre Drummond was better than LeBron.
It's about more than just scoring. She's the greatest scorer in college basketball history, male or female, but it's her playmaking that stands out too. She has the kind of court vision and passing abilities that remind people of LeBron James, things you rarely see in the WNBA. While Reese's appeal might not come from her skill, she still brings attention to the sport. And that's a good thing. Think about it, when was the last time two WNBA rookies generated this much buzz? One is drawing attention for her skill, while the other grabs headlines for everything else. Games featuring Clark and Reese have been breaking records for viewership, and the debates they spark have kept women's basketball at the forefront of.
But her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does,
the WNBA. She's already the most exciting player in the league, and people can't take their eyes off her. Her impact goes far beyond her personal success. She's changing the landscape of women's basketball. By drawing fans and generating excitement, she's helping elevate the entire sport, proving that women's basketball deserves just as much attention as men's basketball. Caitlin Clark's impact on women's basketball has been nothing short of remarkable. People aren't just calling her a great player, they see her as a game changer, someone who could transform the entire league. But with all the attention on her comes some criticism. Not everyone in the WNBA,
men's or women's, but passing like this, I'm talking about gifted LeBron-esque bounce passing. I'm talking about gifted LeBron-esque
in the league. For some, it's about fairness. They believe other players who've contributed a lot to the league aren't getting the recognition they deserve. Others worry that the hype surrounding Clark might lead to unrealistic expectations or take away from the teamwork that makes basketball so special. But here's the twist, all this debate might actually be good for women's basketball. It's sparking important conversations, bringing in new fans, and shining a spotlight on the WNBA like never before. This isn't just about Clark, it's about the bigger picture for the sport. Her success has sparked talks about how the league promotes its players and grows its brand. Some say the WNBA needs to do more to market all its stars, not just the new sensation. But one thing is clear, Clark has brought a fresh
was the best thing that ever happened to the WNBA. She's already the most exciting and entertaining player in the league, the entire league, the one you can't take your eye.
Standard for what a season can look like. She's inspiring the next generation of players and fans, showing that high-level competition and skill can truly capture the public's imagination. Clark has proven that women's basketball is just as exciting and powerful as the men's game, and she's only getting started. So what's next for Caitlin Clark and her rivalry with Angel Reese? Their matchups have already done a lot to boost the league's visibility, but this is just the beginning. Every time they face off, it's not just about competition, it's about the future of the sport. These two athletes are playing for more than just themselves, they're playing for the future of women's basketball. So, what's next for the WNBA and the Caitlin Clark era? One thing's certain, the ball is in her court, and how she plays will set a new standard for women's basketball for years to come. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments.